I am here with Barry Bostwick. Barry, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
That symbol?
Oh, this is a pukana. It's you can't really see it now, but it had was carved in there, and it was meant to be a tongue. And yeah, I got this on the set the last day of my first movie I did, Hugh and Hecky, which was cool.
Oh my gosh! So you're an actor?
Yes. Well, I've been in a few things.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've been in a few things too.
You've been in a lot of things.
Well, a lot of things. Yeah. I'm very fortunate. I hope you are as fortunate as I am.
I hope
have
so.
been. You know.
And you were in one of my favorite shows, Spin City. What was that like?
Spin City. It was like 6 years of wonderful times with a great group of actors and interesting stories that were sort of pulled from the headlines at the time. And I had the opportunity to work with Michael J. Fox, who was brilliant, and Charlie Sheen, who is a real character. And both of them were wonderful in their own way and brought out the best of the rest of us, too.
Yeah, what was it like filming in front of a live studio audience?
I find that very nervous-making because you always have to be on your game. You know, you have to get it right the first time. If I was doing a half-hour show, a single-camera show, you just keep going until you do it right. Well, when you're in front of a live audience, once they've heard the funny line, they're not prone to laugh the second time as hard as they laughed the first time. So you always have to be very aware of your diminishing returns if you don't get it right the first time. I mean, you do it a second and a third time, but it's just never as good as the first time.
I was wondering if you can put this rumor to rest. There's a rumor I heard, it's been floating around on the internet, that what happened was the production shifted location to another place and some actors decided that they weren't going to move, and so they were just written out of the show. Is that true?
Yeah, some of them didn't want to come to the West Coast, the East Coast people. I think Sandy was one of them because he was a real New Yorker, and I don't think anybody was ever really fired from the show. I think it was sort of mutually agreed upon that they didn't want to have to relocate their families and this and that. I, on the other hand, was a California person, and I had to relocate to the East Coast to do the first 4 years with Michael. And then when I went back to the West Coast, I kept my family in New York. We lived upstate New York at that time, and I just flew back and forth every couple of weekends and came back to my family. But then when the show was over after 2 years, we stayed in New York for about another few years, and then we moved back to LA. It's just so much easier to be an actor in Los Angeles.
Now, when did you hear that Michael was leaving and Charlie was going to step in?
Right near the end of the fourth year, we knew that when Michael announced it to the public and announced it to us that he wasn't well, we thought it was the end of the show. And then, for some reason, it resurrected itself when they got Charlie involved. And Charlie gave 100% to the show and was a very brave guy to step into such big shoes. Michael is a loved man, in everything, in life and in his show business career. And Charlie took right over and took the reins, and I thought made a hell of a good show for a couple of more years.
Now, I also saw you recently in a Disney Channel original movie, Teen Beach Movie. What was that like?
That was 10 days in Puerto Rico on the beach. How bad is that? Was that on the air here?
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That was a movie that I hope we do a sequel to. It got better ratings than High School Musical did when it first came out. It's a lot of fun, and it's great. I've had kids come up today who've said, "Well, I've already seen it 100 times." I'm going, "Wow, was it Rocky Horror?" No, it was Teen Beach Music, a movie, and it's a whole different audience. It's a whole new young audience. All right, I gotta go.
Okay. Well, thanks for the interview.
Best of luck with your career.